Well, 3 years ago, we first brought you the story of a Bradford County man who was looking to find his biological family after learning he was adopted.
Many people who were adopted as children often wonder about where their roots are from. WENY's Chris Johnson explores one local man's long journey, and what he found will surprise you.
All my medical records from the hospital, there was nothing in them, just vaccination dates, and that's all I had to go on.
Where was I born? What is my nationality? And who is my biological family? Simple questions that Joe Thurston replayed in his head throughout childhood and into adulthood after finding out he was adopted at the age of 9.
I mean, everything back then was just written down on paper. It wasn't thrown in the computer. I'm sure it just never got filed.
On March 18, 1965, Joe was either born at Robert Packer Hospital or Towanda Memorial. He grew up in Bradford County, adopted by a loving family, but never searched for his biological family out of respect for his adoptive parents.
It just was one of those things in the back of my head that I wanted to find out.
After Joe's parents passed away, he decided it was time to take a leap of faith. One year for Christmas, he received a DNA test kit from his adopted sister. And more than 2 years later, there was a match.
I'm looking through my matches, and I see this first cousin match. He didn't have his name there. He just had his initials, so I'm just thinking, who is this first cousin?
Michelle only had the information on his ancestry profile to go off of. It included his initials, birth year, and Sayre listed as the hometown. After a thorough Facebook search, she was confident she found her first cousin.
My first message was something like, I am looking for a Joseph Thurston. I may have information about his possible parentage.
Joe didn't respond right away, leaving Michelle to take a different alternative.
And I finally contacted Ellen, his wife, and she was right on it. She said, yes, he's right here, let's talk about it.
It kind of took him by a surprise. He was an emotional wreck. He had all these questions he didn't know how to ask.
For the first time, that void that Joe felt was gone.
Just like a weight had been taken off me, and to actually know that I have somebody out there.
But not just somebody. Joe had more family than he thought. Michelle discovered that Joe was the son of her late Aunt Emma, who also had a daughter a few years later after giving Joe up for adoption. He had a half-sister, Elizabeth, living in Alabama.
So I very carefully messaged Elizabeth, to find out if that was true, what I was even thinking. And she said that it was, and I had to ask her if she would be interested.
She was. Elizabeth knew her mother had given up a child before she was born. And once she was ready, she sent Joe an email.
I wanted to embrace the situation. I wanted to open everything up and tell him everything that I imagined he was wondering. But at the same time, I said, I don't know this person.
Joe received tons of pictures from Elizabeth of their mother and her side of the family, as well as a special gift so he knew he was loved.
Anybody could easily say, okay, yeah, we have DNA in common. Have a great life. It was nice talking to you. But we didn't end it there. We became friends.
Between his many conversations with Michelle and his sister, he learned he had first cousins that lived in the southern tier, and he wanted to meet them, face to face.
The first initial meeting of them was kind of awkward because I'm going into a stranger's house, and I know I'm related to him, but I don't know anything about him.
But after each encounter, the conversations became easier, and the meetings more enjoyable.
We've had a lot of good times talking and showing pictures and just having good food and good conversation.
And it's been wonderful to see his reaction and how welcoming his family is towards him and myself.
Getting to meet these people and having a relationship with them is phenomenal. I love each and every one of them.
Reporting in Sayre, Chris Johnson, WENY News.